Coffeezilla. I watched her 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions.
Your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment. Logan quite literally just described his entire career. I mean, that is very ironic, Logan. You know, Coffeezilla, you were a credible journalist up until the point where you talked about my scam and exposed my scam in a 1-year-long investigation. Now you're no longer a credible journalist because it was about me, so, you know, we can't really talk about that.
Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation. So in this video today, I'm gonna be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel. You see, Coffeezilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But as opposed to just telling you, I'm gonna show you some of the core discrepancies that I caught in Coffeezilla's investigation. Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Who will be calling Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm earning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda, but a fondness for orange jumpsuits? Or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and move on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to believe it.
Coffee literally conducted a 1-year investigation with many pages of actual proof. And to my knowledge, Coffee in his video never said that the developer was a good guy. And if anything, by admitting this, you're incriminating yourself. You were the one who hired him, weren't you? So who's really to blame here?
And I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional conman that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me.
Oh, you don't say. And where did you learn all of this info, Logan? Oh, wait, right. From Coffee's video. Gotcha. So you wouldn't have known any of this if the actual investigation on you wasn't conducted. God, this is, oh my.
And surely you knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy.
Maybe that is true, but even so, he is still a victim of a pump and dump scheme you orchestrated together with your scam team. So in this context, he is as much innocent as guilty at the same time. So far, you've touched none of the important points Coffee made against you.
You seemed pretty excited when the guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch?
You can't hatch?
Yeah, 1 second of research would prove that to be false, as you can definitely hatch eggs and even breed your animals.
Click on that. Oh, we got a duck.
And as you pointed out in your fine print, cross-hatching was available on ETH at one point, but you perpetuated the opposite as truth with your chest out.
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
No, it's just a picture.
While yes, all NFTs are just useless pictures in which you should definitely not invest in, not all of the NFT project founders tell their audience and investors that the NFT project cost $1 million in art, which you did do. So when all you did was take stock Adobe photos and merge them together. You said that the art for this quote-unquote game was hand-drawn, which clearly it wasn't. So that's already a lie in pretty much the first promotional video you did about your quote-unquote game.
And surely a real internet detective would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
And it was interesting. It was like the It's wild.
I mean, first of all, this is false. Coffeezilla lives in Texas, and Texas is a one-party recording state. It does not matter where your team is located. What Coffee did was not illegal at all.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth, and broke laws, you still published the defamation. However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team. While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul.
I repeat, Jeff and I made no money and will never make any money on CryptoZoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces.
Ah yes, I removed these criminals that I had hired after they stole millions from you, my audience. But hey, let's not mention that at all. Let's not mention my audience that got scammed because of something that I was planning to do anyways. So the fact that you and Jeffo never sold doesn't matter when you were plotting to do so in a group chat either way. All that happened here is that the other criminals beat you to it. This is literally like robbing a bank, but your teammates fuck you over in the process. Oh, Your Honor, I tried robbing the bank, but they did it first. I guess I'm not at fault here. I clearly don't have any money from the bank.
As has been the case with dozens of crypto and NFT projects, the space is unfortunately ripe for bad actors to infiltrate projects that start with even the best intentions.
Right, crypto is all a fucking scam. If you are in crypto, you are fucking stupid. That's just the bottom line. But with all of that being said, CryptoZoo was never meant to be a success. It was never meant to have good intentions behind it. And that is clearly seen from the fucking screenshots of the group chat that you were talking in. I mean, not only did you plan on scamming your audience, you were also discussing when to sell and how to sell for the most profit.
Jake the Snake is no longer affiliated with CryptoZoo, and we hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation. Conman Eddie is being investigated by a higher authority that I cannot speak on. As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout, but I do appreciate you calling out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? I got everything stolen from me in our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece, fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio.
Well, Logan, you decided it ended. In multiple videos made by your fans, you stated that CryptoZoo was gone and not coming back. The only reason you're following through with this, scam project and you're actually trying to quote-unquote make it again is because Coffee exposed you. You would not have done this before.
Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it. And maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me, personally. Not my manager, Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly. The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. Okay, so the last time on Christmas Eve, after the fact, was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things. And I also noticed you left out that part on Twitter. Why hide that? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it.
Number 1, you blocked him on Twitter, so that goes completely out the window. You can't say he's defaming you when you are using his investigation information to prove certain points in your video. You hired all of these people. Mr. Crypto King scammed your brother before. Why hire him? All of these people you hired are criminals, and your fans and audience suffered from you being a greedy, creamy scumbag. The whole point of having a fucking manager just exploded thanks to Logan. The point of having a fucking manager is for him to be the first point of contact if someone wants to contact you about something serious, or business, or whatever. What is the point of Jeff if he's not going to tell you that Coffee contacted you? Coffee tried reaching out to you from Instagram, since you blocked him on Twitter. He also contacted your manager twice, meaning either Jeff or read it and didn't tell you, or you both chose to ignore it because you thought it would blow over. Logan is very manipulative with his language in this video, accusing people from being impartial in the past and how they have disappointed him now. Bro really threw in, a legal threat when he knows Coffee has convo transcripts and screenshots of him engaging in market manipulation, which is very illegal, by the way, and being strong-armed into not going against SEC rules. He also happily bragged when accused of stealing millions that he is that guy. Even the most incompetent lawyer can prove criminal/malicious intent here. Can you comprehend how difficult that usually is in a lawsuit? Let alone a defamation lawsuit from a guy with such a tainted history. Logan Paul is like one audit away from confessing he has made a severe and continuous lapse in his judgment in a deposition.
And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience. That is patently false. This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand a situation that is tremendously complex but has been oversimplified for both views and clicks. And lastly, Coffeezilla. I now know your motives with this. Clout and money, good for you, but also you're slimy as so I'm not gonna come on any of your podcasts. If you wanna come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine. You've denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Why would Coffee come on Impulsive? I mean, you control what makes it through the edit. You invited Coffee there pretty much on the day of New Year's Eve. Why would anyone in their right mind go through with that bullshit? Coffee asked you multiple times for a video interview. That is easier for both parties. This video is just you saying, oh guys, look, these guys that I hired to scam you guys scammed me as well, so am I really at fault here? I guess some things just don't change with you, Logan, huh? Still a slimy scumbag.